every japa session we have some different experience, which is a positive experience. So each of us will have that experience, definitely. So what we do normally is we come, you're welcome to come here and share your experience, how the session went today, and what is the most important thing, or what is the most positive thing you observed. And if you want to share how many rounds you chanted, you're welcome to do that. So that's the pattern. So who wants to go first? I know a lot of people who stayed here since morning chanting. Okay, here looks like Damodar Hari Prabhu is being nominated. Hare Krishna. Yeah, so we don't have many people here, but try to stick to 3 minutes.
Hare Krishna. First of all, thank you, Prabhu, for being here and creating ambience so that we can come together and chant extended rounds. Of course, I get to do myself that often. So I was not sure how many I will be able to do, but thankfully, by Lord's mercy, I was able to do 66 today. So some thought, like when I was chanting here, there was some very sweet resonance. When the devotee were all chanting together, very sweet resonance were happening. And when I was able to tie my chanting with that, the chanting becomes very easy. It was not the focus on the, okay, how many rounds are there, like it was just going very smoothly. So that led to a realization that why it is emphasized that we should come together and chant also sometimes. So that was, and the other thing that led to that, even when we go to Sankirtan, right, that's the kind of resonance, if that gets produced, and that's the resonance which goes and permeates the whole environment, that's how it changes the magnetic field of our body, and that cleanses our heart probably, right? So those things were coming in the thought that this Sankirtan, why there's so much of emphasis on the Sankirtan. One question which happened, like with you mentioned that 16 round finish, right? We say that. So after I finished my round, I went downstairs and Prabhu was serving. He said that, Prabhu, did you, there was event today, did you go there? I said, Prabhu, yeah, Prabhu, I was there. I just finished my round. And then after I said that, I just realized that what we were talking about, that doesn't matter whether we do 16 or 64 or 128, the thought I had was finish the round. So how to get rid of this notion of I finished my round. Okay, so we should count, right? But again, at the time when we are counting, this is like, I finished, I crossed the line. But when the intention should be that, did I please the Lord? So that's the question. What are some of the practical aspects which we can take in our life to get rid of that counting notion? So that's one question, Prabhuji. And the second question is, a lot of times we see a devotee emphasize that you should chant in the morning. But when I was talking to one of the senior devotee, he said that, he asked a very simple question. Is it chanting in the morning? Is it that you feel just relieved that you have chanted and finished your round? Or do you feel some connection with Krishna? And I didn't have any answer, because that's just the relief you feel, I'm done with my chanting. So why there's emphasis, should the emphasis on chanting in the morning matters that much, or is it something else? So some comment, some thought there, both of those will be very helpful. Thank you very much.
Thank you for chanting for so long with us and tolerating us around you. Hare Krishna. So Prabhuji asked, we tend to have this emotion that I have finished my chanting. So if we chant with the mood of service, then we may say, I have served the holy name. Right? So rather than competing, or rather than running along with the name and running along with the numbers, right? This is what I have to achieve. If we are in the mood that this is another service Holy name, to serve the holy name is to chant the holy name, is like serving the holy name. And many times we do good chanting. Sitting and chanting 64 rounds is not a joke. It's not. It's just sometimes the way we express it. We can. I served, holy name by chanting 64 rounds today. So it's just our the way we put it forward sometimes. But yes, the more we cultivate this mood of that I'm supposed to serve the holy name. Chanting is also service to the holy name. Apart from that, yes, chanting in the morning is very, very important. It's not that just because I feel relieved. More important is to understand it's the instruction of Krishna. It's the instruction of Shastra. The Brahma Muhurta, the Sattva Guna. Chanting is beyond rules and regulations, but I am within modes. Holy name is beyond modes, but I am within modes. So the best mode is the Sattva Guna, and in Sattva Guna, the early morning Brahma Muhurta time has been given for it. So the more we can try to mold our lives in a way that we can chant in the morning, the effect will be that much good.
Hare Krishna. We'll take turns. If one Mataji, one Prabhuji, we can keep going. Is it okay? So, any Mataji would like to come forward? Mataji, come. Mataji.
Maybe we can speak from there.
Yeah, it's good.
Okay, yeah, I'll keep it there. But the camera will not work.
Oh, okay.
Okay, while you make your mind, I'll do my reflections. Hare Krishna. I would like to offer my heartfelt gratitude for everyone who participated in this yajna, right? Also, I would like to thank all the volunteers, all the devotees who came forward, and although in spite of regular services and so many things, they offered their help. When we were planning to do it in the farm, so many people came forward for grass cutting and so many options, tents and tarps and prasadam. Nityananda Vilas Prabhu, he took the most difficult responsibility, which is prasadam, transportation, serving, all of that. Siddhar Gopal Prabhu, so Chakrapani Prabhu. So Chakrapani Prabhu engaged Sundar Chaitanya Prabhu, he engaged all the visitors coming, and lot of people came and they probably chanted first time. Few rounds, but their kind of life got started in the chanting area. And they were mesmerized by so many people sitting quietly and chanting so nicely, so they also joined. So I had not thought of that as a plan to engage the new people, but Chaitanya Sundar Prabhu made it happen. So most important was, when Karnataka Guru is coming, he says, you decide the agenda, leverage me how you want. Very, very flexible, although he has very clear ideas of what he wants to do. He's very flexible. When he's coming over here, he wants to gel in the mood of the congregation. And the most important was Damodar Prasad Prabhu. He first pushed me that this should happen. Then he pushed me to change Prabhu's agenda. We changed the travel plans, we rebooked the tickets, and we went through a whole effort to make this happen. Although I was sending messages, Damodar Prasad Prabhu was guiding me and pushing me and keeping me within the rails throughout the program. So Prabhu, thank you so much. Prabhu is saying it's Radha Nila Madhava, so very kind. So with that, I hope now it is enough time. Gotten Matajis, please come forward. Or I can bring the microphone. Who wants to go? Okay, Suyata Raji, please come.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, thank you to everybody who made this possible. Initially we were looking forward to in the farm, and then yesterday's weather, then we thought, okay, we don't know because Prabhu's mother is here and she went through some difficulties, so we were wondering how we will bring her to the farm and make her sit outside. So like Krishna's arrangement that the whole thing moved in the temple. So very, very grateful to everybody who made all the arrangements. In terms of reflection, definitely chanting early in the morning helps. So when I was chanting my first 16 rounds in the morning. They were easy, and because generally they are not, but today they were easy because we were thinking we have to chant more today. So at least for me, I felt they were easy. But then as the day passed and as I was at home with mom, as I was chanting more, then japa time slowly started converting into planning for tomorrow time during japa. So it was very hard to bring the mind back to chanting. But I think one of my main observations was that when we are chanting just in the vicinity of 16 rounds plus minus something, sometimes few rounds just go somewhere. Like we chanted those rounds, but we don't know what happened, what the mind was thinking during that time. In this extended japa session, I think it gave us, at least it gave me a good opportunity to reflect on what my mind was thinking during the various phases of japa. So sometimes it would coax me to go check the message, like did Mataji respond to my message that I sent in the morning? Thoughts like that was coming, and then I was able to tell my mind, no, when I reach the next state, maybe that time I can go and check my phone. Also thinking about, so that was, I think in my mind, ignorance. Then thinking about watching the time. Okay, so am I sticking to my pace of whatever minutes it takes me to do my round? So I think that was more passion kicking in. Like, okay, is it taking me 6 minutes? Is it taking me 7 minutes to do my next 5 rounds? So that I think was more passion. And I think then forcing the mind to think about, am I listening to the holy name as I'm chanting? So those moments also happen. So I think this extended japa gave me a moment to think about and change the course of action as my mind was taking control of during the whole session. So thank you so much. I think this was my main takeaway from this whole day today. In terms of Sankalpa, Prabhuji, Gaurang Chandra Prabhu, please, and Damodar Prasad Prabhu, please organize more of these sessions because it's very, very powerful when we all come together. And otherwise, or Kanai Thakur Prabhu, please come here quarterly so we can all chant together. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Quarterly is going to happen.
Yeah.
So Arjun Seka Prabhu will speak next.
He's in the corner here? I'll find him in the corner.
Well, it told.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Prabhuji, first of all, for coming here and organizing this camp. I think one thing which personally stood out for me is when devotees come together and chant, there is a natural push, even if we don't feel like, because devotees around are chanting with their feedback. Oftentimes we have kirtans and other engagements, but seldom do we have engagements where we can come together and chant japa like the way Mataji mentioned. So there's a natural thirst, there's a natural push. You want to pick your bead back and you want to chant. I think likewise, after chanting pretty much throughout the day, the first thought that comes to the mind is tomorrow 16 will look very small. That number is going to look very small because pretty much all of us have chanted, I think, more than 16. I was remembering in one seminar, His Holiness Srila Sachinandan Swami Maharaj was saying, real chanting starts from the 17th round. Because 16 rounds we do because we have to. 17th we do because we want to. And Maharaj was saying there is a difference. Likewise, in one of the seminars of His Holiness Romapad Swami Maharaj, he was emphasizing the point about morning chanting came. And Romapad Maharaj said a very beautiful point. He said that when Krishna was there in Vrindavan, Krishna would go from house to house and he would steal butter. And as he would do with his friends, Krishna had a routine that how would the friends get to know which house they have to steal? So Krishna at night time, when Mother Yashoda apparently thinks he's sleeping, but he's actually not, Krishna sneaks out from the house and he marks the house where he wants to steal butter. So outside the house he puts like a cross mark, and that's how the friends get to know tomorrow morning, this is the house that we have to steal. But Krishna does this in Brahma Muhurta. When everyone is asleep, Krishna goes house to us and marks it. So Ramapad Maharaj made this point that chanting of the Hare Krishna Mahamantra is so powerful that when it is eventually done, the heart becomes like butter. Soft like the butter, soft in compassion like the butter, and white in purity like the butter. And the day when after chanting Harinam, the heart has become soft like the butter and white in purity like the butter, Krishna in the morning will come and cross or mark our heart for those who are chanting in Brahma Muhurta. Because it is his duty that every day in the morning he marks where he is to steal butter. So if the Jiva or the living entity is chanting in the morning, the heart eventually is going to become like butter and he is going to come and steal. Likewise, Srila Radhanath Swami Maharaj in one devotional lecture, old class, he was mentioning that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his associates in the morning, they walk around during Brahma Muhurta. And anyone who is chanting the holy name, the most magnanimous Mahavadanya Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu will naturally bestow Krishna Prem to that person who is chanting in the morning. And like this, I think there are multiple reasons we would have heard in many seminars. So personally, I am very, very grateful to Gaurang Chandra Prabhu, to Damodar Prasad Prabhu, our temple management, to all the devotees, I think those who are behind curtains, making sure that we have prasadam so that we are replenished for part 2 of the session. And of course, naturally to Kanai Thakur Prabhu, because we always need one person who can spearhead this whole plan. We make so many plans, but somehow not all of them materialize. But thank you so much, Kanai Thakur Prabhu, for taking the pains of coming from there and going from congregation to congregation to inspire all of us. Thank you so much. And please, as Mataji was mentioning,
Don't repeat.
thank you so much. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Hare Krishna. Sujata Radhika Mataji is coming next. While she is walking, we would like to also remind ourselves that Arjun Sakha Prabhu is spearheading the Japa movement in the congregation. He has a group that chants at 4 o'clock in the morning. He has encouraged all the teenagers to take up the chanting, which is a mission impossible in ISKCON, to get teenagers to chant, right? So he's amazing. Thank you, Arjun Sakha Prabhu. Camera is this one.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Hare Krishna everybody. So, I think the Japa retreat, we used to do Japa retreat a while back, maybe 6-7 years back, somewhere near Portland. So that was a good experience. I think that's when we started coming to Krishna consciousness. So it's a 2-day event, I think Saturday and Sunday. So the Sunday we do the 64 round. So before day is a preparation, the new place and all that stuff. So what I remember back is that I, like even starting 4 rounds, then 8 rounds, 16 rounds, it all happened right after Japa retreat. So that was kind of a journey. And so I think, or else I would never do 64. So because this is arranged, I had an opportunity. I didn't do 64 today, maybe around 44 or something. But still, the thing is, you are here whole day, you're not, when you're at home, you want to do so many things. And your mind is, okay, I can fold this one, do this one. So at least there is a day dedicated to chant. So I think currently the atmosphere feels very peaceful. I don't know like what realization I had, or else, I mean, at home, I will never sit and chant 64 definitely, because we see everybody chanting. It is kind of, okay, keep going, like even 3 o'clock after lunch, you feel sleepy, just keep going since everybody is chanting. So it's a peaceful experience. Hope we could do it yearly once. And Gaurang Chandra Prabhu mentioned that the brahmacharis in the temple do like 4 to 12. So maybe one day that experience also we would like to see. Maybe not every Ekadashi, like once in 3 months, one Ekadashi, if the temple arranges like that, if it falls on a weekend. So that would be a good experience, like 4 to 12, you do 64, you are already planned for that. So thank you so much, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Shreyas Palkar will go next.
Hare Krishna. So this was my first Japa retreat. Before this, I chant at my home, but it's not more than 11 rounds, to be honest. Try really hard to do 21 in a week. So this is the first time I participated and I did 42 rounds. It felt very calming. And with the devotees itself, it was a very, very pleasant experience. So going forward, I have made a resolve if we have Japa retreat every year, definitely I'll participate and volunteer. And I have a resolve that every Japa retreat going forward, I will try to increase the number of rounds which I have chanted. So at least in the retreat. And then obviously my resolve of increasing the number of rounds which I chant every day, I try to increase it, but obviously Maya takes me away in a way that I'm not able to complete 21 or like given 11 rounds per se, but I'm going to make that resolve every day to complete that. So it was a very, very calming and peaceful experience for me. So thank you for arranging this. Hare Krishna.
Monica Mataji will go next. Request for all the speakers is to stand or sit in such a way that we are not showing our back to Krishna. So this angle is a good angle.
Hare Krishna. It's extremely blessed, full experience. This is a kind of a self-realization that if you can make a commitment and do the chanting or a mantra or japa for such a long duration once in a while, why can't you do it for an hour or 45 minutes on a regular basis? So it's that force. I'm extremely feeling blissful. It's the great opportunity to speak in front of so many devotees and reflect the feelings of your heart. I definitely feel that japa or mantra purifies our heart. At home when you are occupied with so much other things, you always have this reasoning in your mind that I have other important thing because that's my karma bhumi. I need to take care of my kids. I need to take care of the food and rest of the other things, work and all that. But getting the opportunity like this, I'm extremely thankful to the organization, the ISKCON Temple. They take care of all your burdens. You know, the food is there, the ambience is there, presence of the God is here. It's just that a small commitment, you need to just drive and come here and do that. So I'm feeling extremely blissful. I definitely feel that japa mantra purifies your heart, and it's my commitment from here, speaking in front of my Krishna, that if I can do this for such a long duration on a given day, why can't I do it regularly for at least 30 minutes, 45 minutes? I'm going to take that commitment from today, making that promise to my God and my Deity.
Make it in terms of the rounds, number of rounds that you chant. You can chant 6 rounds, that takes 45 minutes.
Ji.
Please try. We all pray that you can do it 6 rounds every day. Thank you.
Krishna Prabhuji.
Hari Bol.
Thank you so much. So Saurabh Prabhu is going next, and he's the fastest moving devotee in ISKCON. He's getting an award today for that. I'll tell you why. Or he'll tell himself how many rounds he does every day and how many he did today. You will know the answer.
Yeah, thank you for the great introduction. Hare Krishna Prabhuji. I do generally one round that just started 2 weeks back, and I do one round in 3 parts. So I just do 50, 50, and then I'll just do 8. Yeah, and thanks to Sujata Radhika Mataji, she recommended that I should attend this celebration today, and then I joined, and today I was able to do 46 rounds. I mean, my goal was to get the number. Yeah, as everybody was trying to connect with the God, but my goal was to get the number, so that at least mechanical chanting I can do, and so that I know, okay, this is the limit that I can. I don't know. From tomorrow onwards, I was thinking, as other Prabhuji was mentioning, that once you start numbering things, it becomes a little difficult to connect with God. So I was thinking maybe I'll just limit the time. That okay, I will do 30 minutes of chanting, whatever I can do in that time. So I think that's the goal from tomorrow. Let's see how it goes. And while I was chanting, I think it happened like the very first round I was feeling thirsty. After 2-3 rounds, I was so hungry. I was like, okay, oh my God, where am I? Why am I even chanting? But I realized that after 9th and 10th round, and started after that, somehow the energy spiked, and I was able to do more and more of chanting. So that happened. Thank you all. Yeah, that's all.
So we're gonna honor Saurabh Prabhu as the fastest moving devotee in ISKCON with a garland from Srila Prabhupada. Hari Bol. For that we have Prabhupada. Hare Krishna. Mataji, come. Rasa Viharini Mataji will speak next.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Prabhuji, actually this is a good experience to me, and very peaceful to the mind, because in home means if I do like chanting means I will take for like one round one time morning, or 2 rounds like that I will divide and do, and I will do not attend to chanting, because I see sometimes phone or some things in kitchen I will do, and like that I do. But at least today I did without not touching phone and not thinking anything in mind. If mind goes here and there also, because every devotees are doing, at least if a sleep is coming, by the sound of the mantra, oh okay, I am doing chanting, I have to be attentive. That helps to me a lot. It's very good experience, Prabhuji. I think I am thinking to do from tomorrow onwards, at least for Brahma Muhurta time I want to do, but Prabhuji, I don't know I can do or not, but I'm thinking at least, Prabhuji. Yeah, pray for me, Prabhuji, so that I can do it at the Brahma Muhurta time.
How many rounds in Brahma Muhurta?
At least.
How many rounds in Brahma Muhurta? Quantified.
Sorry, Prabhuji.
So how many rounds in the Brahma Muhurta you would like to chant? Like all 16?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Oh, wonderful.
If not, at least I want to finish up 8 rounds.
Okay, at least 8. That's good. That's good sankalpa. Thank you.
Thank you for conducting this program, Prabhuji. Thank you.
Thank you, Mataji. Mataji takes care of garlands for the deities and so many services so nicely. Next is Veda Prakash Prabhu. He is one of the most sincere students of Bhagavad Gita. He relocated his house this year. He changed jobs. He completed his MBA. And he's attending Bhagavad Gita classes and chanting and joining Japa. So he gets the time management award.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Special thanks to you, Prabhuji, for arranging this. I'm relatively new devotee with just 1 round per day, weekends 2 rounds. So this way complete 16 rounds per week. So so I'm speeding up today. I joined late and I could complete 16 rounds. Still very, very far. try to do it right, set the foundation correct. So going slow, but without this opportunity, I don't think I would be able to do it. On my own, like many Prabhujis and Matajis said, so many distractions at home. I want to fix this thing, I need to fix that thing, help kid, wife, and so many things are there. And even today, there were distractions, but sitting with everyone, I felt like this is an environment I can leave the worries, leave the distraction back home, at least for few hours, and focus fully, use the energy surrounding me, and make the progression. So without this environment, without your association, it is almost impossible for me to make progression. Even though I am slow, but I promise to keep making progress with the association and with Krishna's mercy. Thank you very much.
Would you like to quantify your progress? From tomorrow, how many rounds of chanting?
So there are, I would say, 2 tracks I would like to make progress. One is number, other one is time at which those numbers are made. So I'll start doing 4. The other thing is, I usually wake up late because of MBA studies, going midnight, sometimes over that. So now that I'm done with that, I will try to make it early as well. So I'll start early and I'll do more rounds. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Prabhu. Next is Manish Kumar Prabhu. He gets the Perseverance Award. He went through a change of job. Usually when there is a change of job, people go through stress, right? People go through applying to million places and they say, I don't have time for spirituality. Manish Prabhu did exactly the opposite. They started spending only 16 hours in the temple every day. He, his wife and child, all 3. By now they are permanent members of VCC. So I'll let him speak.
Hare Krishna all, and thank you Prabhuji for coming here, and thanks to the temple management for organizing this group chanting, group japa. So I basically realized the power of group japa like 2 or 3 weeks back when I was in South Sangha, and there like in morning I saw that like so many devotees coming together in the circle and they are chanting, and like even the Maharaj like Raja Swami Maharaj and like other Maharaj, they were also joined that. And then I realized that like how can I improve my chanting? So like most important thing was like how I'm pronouncing the holy names accurately. And when I'm saying Hare Krishna, so I was saying Hare Krishna. Then I saw that many of the devotees are saying Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Then I realized, okay, I need to be very accurate and I need to listen it very accurately. When I saw that, okay, like how it's being done correctly, then I realized, okay, I have to improve that. Then other thing, like earlier I was thinking that like it's very difficult to do more than 16. So I was thinking like why they say that 16 is bare minimum. Like it's a question like 16 is like it should be maximum, because when you start, it's like very difficult to like complete 16. But there I realize like because when you sit like just for 1.5 hours or 2 hours in a group chanting, or you are like doing in a group with devotees, like it will just you will reach 16 in no time. Okay, but like there in South Sangha, it was like just like morning 2 hours time was sort of there. Now today, like, when I like got a chance today, like, they were like full day. Okay, then I know that I can complete all the rounds today. So I was able to like do the 64 rounds today with this And in the middle, I saw that like my back is aching, like I have to stretch. Then I saw okay, like, everyone is doing that. Everyone is going through that body pains, back pains, like stretch their hands. They want to walk. So like slowly it happened. Like all the 64 rounds. In the middle, I thought I will not take lunch. Then I don't know how the smell of the prasad was coming up in the temple hall. So I thought, okay, let's go and take prasad also. Then come up again.
Your senses become powerful.
Yeah. Yeah. So to improve in my chanting, so I want to place that I would at least do 8 or 10 rounds in the morning. So I'm not able to do more rounds in the morning, but I want to do more rounds in the morning in the Brahm Muhurt, 4 to 8 a.m. between that time, and then I can start my day.
Oh,
Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hari Bol.
Yugal Kirtan Prabhu will go next. He joined us like a flashing comet, impressed all of us with his pure devotional service, and he's looking at now joining the Brahmachari ashram very soon, so we are going to miss him like anything. He was a walking and talking example of how a Pune Brahmachari behaves. In the last few months and years that he was here, everyone was super impressed with how simple, how down to earth, how grounded this person is, how humble he is, and how he manages to stay out of any anarthas and troubles. Right? He's so silent, you won't even notice him unless he's singing on the microphone. And when Gauranga Prabhu was sitting over here, visiting, and Yugal Kirtan Prabhu was singing, and Gauranga Prabhu did like this, nice singing. And Gauranga Prabhu doesn't give compliment that easily. So I knew what was next. He gets initiated and his name is Yugal Kirtan Prabhu. Jai.
Thank you, everyone. Yeah. So I had a few realizations actually. One was I realized how pathetic my everyday chanting is. By chanting today, I realized how I chant every day, and it's very much mechanical. I think. Today also for almost 32 rounds, I was not in the. I was just struggling basically. After 32 rounds, I started little bit. Some things changed, and I was like, okay. I remembered a point actually. After 32 rounds, I took a break little bit, and I remembered a point made by Vraj Vihari Prabhu when he had come last time. We had Japa retreat in the farm. So he had made a point that after you do everything, after you have endeavored and done everything, you just stop struggling, stop the struggle. He said, and let Krishna take care then. So I thought, okay, let's try this. Okay, I'll just not think about stuff now, and it actually kind of helped a little bit in the way that I was able to hear nicely. My mind wasn't running too much. I could bring it back easily if it was going. Many times what happens that when mind, personally speaking, when my mind goes here there, I kind of intentionally let it wander also many times. But today it was very easy, especially after 30 rounds, it was very easy to get it back into chanting. So yeah, that was one. And then many of the things what Nandarani Mataji shared, similar I had the experiences of thinking for the first 30 rounds. Later it was good, and then again after in between 32 to 48, those 16 rounds were actually very good. After that again little bit I was my body was started aching, my legs were aching, and I started walking here there, and then again that passionate mind came in. Also one more thing I would like to share is I generally chant 8 rounds or so sitting, and then I have to walk because my mind is very restless. I have to walk. Today I thought that I am going to sit and chant, and because I was sitting besides Prabhuji only, I thought that at least I'll be sitting. So I sat for almost 45 rounds or so, which is kind of a record for me. And after that I just couldn't control, so I just got up. But it was a very good experience, and I hope to repeat it more times. Now it will hopefully I get some taste. Please pray.
Haribol. So rest of the team is our veterans. I would request all of you to come forward one by one. Mr. Gopal Group.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, please kindly accept my humble obeisances. I am Rushil Prabhuji, just because of your mercy, today we are able to come together and chant for so many hours. Thank you so much for that, Prabhuji. And initially I started with whether I'm going to please Guru or Krishna, but I thought, okay, we are going to chant for so many hours, at least let me think that few rounds I can please Guru and Krishna. With that mood I started. Then generally, if I could not complete the rounds in the morning, if it extended during the day, it was very tough. It's very difficult to focus and concentrate. Even one round might take 15 minutes. But today, even during the day, for chanting, even out of 4.5 hours, maybe 3 or 4 times I got distraction. Other than that, I was able to chant without any problems. I thought that's just because of the devotees' mercy and your presence, Prabhuji. Thank you so much for that. And what I felt is, even I didn't feel that I had to stop. So, but generally, if it is 16 rounds, means okay, it's done. But today, somehow, because of devotees' mercy, I didn't get that thought saying that okay, I have to stop. If the chanting was going on, it went like a flow. So it was so blissful, and thank you so much, Prabhuji. And one more thing is, because I chanted for so many hours, and definitely from tomorrow onwards, number of rounds will definitely go up. Thank you for that. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, thank you very much for making the journey here and giving us your association. It will not take much time. I'm thankful for all the devotees here who arranged and gave the association. My realization is I was not alone with my mind. So my mind has a lot of auspicious things to curb its flare-ups so that I can focus on chanting. Thank you very much, and yeah, so look forward to have this kind of association. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, thank you so much for being with us, and thank you to His Grace Gaurang Chandra Prabhu for organizing this event. In fact, His Grace Damodar Prasad Prabhu and the temple management. In fact, I shared a reflection at around 12 o'clock because at that time I completed 18 rounds. Then I stood up and went straight to His Grace Gaurang Chandra Prabhu and I told him, we need to do this more often. This is something we are missing. Personally, reflections, Prabhuji, from my side is it's very, very rejuvenating. I think one of the 7 points that you mentioned earlier today was it increases your spiritual strength. I could feel that immediately. The reason is I'm in the Association of Devotees. I was sitting right across to you. Like Yugal Kirtan Prabhu said, at least he's able to chant 8 rounds in a sitting position. For me, I can't even chant 2 rounds sitting. In fact, my wife always says that I don't know when you're ever going to sit and chant. Because I'm just walking around in my house and walking upstairs, downstairs, going to this room, that room, and I'm getting distracted. I think it's all mental. That's what I learned today. Because today I was able to chant 18 rounds. I didn't even have to move.
Oh,
wow. Yeah. So at home, I'm like somebody said, even before 1 round completes, I'm standing up. Automatically, my body is standing up, right? So I think takeaway is I'll definitely make an attempt to chant 16 rounds in a sitting position. It makes a huge difference that I can see. The other thing is, you are giving the example of weightlifting, that you're lifting more weight, so next day it becomes easy. My reflection is that part of it, the reason it becomes easy is because in a gym, sometimes you see one person is lifting and then there are other people to help him, right? So today I got a lot of help from other devotees. So, even if you drop the weight, they're able to catch, right? So I got a lot of help from everyone sitting near me and Prabhuji yourself. So thank you very much, Prabhu. And really, my request to management is, let's do this more often, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Hare Krishna devotees. Yeah, first of all, thank you very much for organizing this, Gaurang Chandra Prabhu and temple management, Damodar Prasad Prabhu, Tarka Prabhu. Initially it was a little struggle, but after 32 rounds it was easy. And like looking at devotees, especially looking at you, I was, you're Brahma Bhuta. I can see that you are really connecting and doing that, and that brought me back again to focus chanting. It was very difficult. I'm still struggling a lot. That's very clear. no taste after 20 years chanting. Very unfortunate soul. Still a long way to go. Anyway, but I was very happy that in the association it was much easy. And I have hope, and definitely we should do more. That would really help us. And we know 99% of our progress is based on chanting, and if we don't really make progress, what do we make progress in? Yeah, so it's a very good arrangement, at least to reflect where you stand. I'm nowhere. I have a long way to go still. Thank you all. It was a great experience. I learned a lot from all of you about focus and connection with Krishna. And watching Radha Nilamala, I can't be distracting my mind all the time. At least looking at him, that was very helpful. Yeah, thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, my throat is not good. Please bear me. All glories to holy name, all glories to Panchatattva, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Actually, what happened once, Srila Prabhupada told that sitting chanting is a mode of goodness, walking and chanting is a mode of passion, sitting and sleeping is a mode of ignorance. So we can check. That's why Prabhupada recommended sitting and chanting. Even while sitting and chanting, we should not close our eyes. Prabhupada told them. After some time, definitely we will be sleeping and snoring. Suppose if you open our eyes will be distracted. So, eyes should be focused on our nose, tip of the nose. That means half closing. This Prabhupada told. So recently I heard Sri Radhashyam Prabhu, he told that, so one can do kirtan for many hours. One can read books hours together. One can play mridanga hours together. One can do so many things. One can give a lecture for hours together. But it's very tough to chanting 2 hours. Very tough time. Actually, it is a great austerity chanting 2 rounds in attentive. With attentive. It's very easy, it's not easy thing. That's why, so creation, destruction is very easy, maintenance is very difficult. Say, building a temple is very easy. Destroy a temple is very easy. Maintaining the temple is very, very difficult. So Lord Brahma took the charge of creation because very easy. Whereas Lord Shiva is in charge of destruction. But Lord Krishna took the maintenance. Like that, the maintaining 16 rounds is very, very difficult. Up to 8 rounds we can do. After 8 rounds, we are pulling the beads. Oh, it's not moving. Maintaining 16 rounds is very, very difficult. It's big austerity. It's not easy thing. That's why actually 16 rounds, once Bhakti Bharata Swami Maharaj told that in Brahma Muhurta, while one should happen to chant, because that time Radharani is away to make so many preparations to Krishna. So Yogamaya will allow us to serve Krishna. That is the Muhurta, that is the time. That is the time to serve Krishna because Radharani is away to make preparation to Krishna. So that time we can, Yogamaya will allow us to serve Krishna. And also he said that even Brahmachari and Grihastha, Vanaprastha, Sannyasi, those who committed 16 rounds in the presence of Guru and Krishna, those who did not complete the 16 rounds in a particular day, they are fallen. How to forget about the till the death of life? The same day they are fallen, because that is committed to the Guru and Krishna. Most serious, that is the most important thing. Those who did not complete the 16 rounds in a particular day in the morning session, at least, they are fallen, irrespective of their different ashrama and different varnas. So let us, of course, of course, I'm doing chanting for last 22 years. I used to get up only by the inspiration of the devotees. Actually, I'm visiting just to the US, this Seattle. I'm from Tirupati, Andhra. So my Sister Guru Revati Rambhava has recommended is actually inspired so many congregation devotees to come in early in the morning, Mangalarati, and chanting 16 rounds in the temple itself. So I am doing for the last 22 years. Almost every day I used to complete my 16 rounds. I used to get up around 3:30. I will be completing my 16 rounds by 6:30, 7 o'clock. That is the commitment. Either it is the aspiration, either maybe number, maybe quality. Only Krishna knows, Guru knows. So I am trying, please bless me to continue the same at least in the morning to complete my 16 rounds. Thank you very much. Thank you, wonderful, wonderful devotees. Wonderful is actually actually I'm seeing congregation now. It's wonderful, wonderful congregation, dedicated congregation. You are all following Bhaktivinoda Thakur guidelines really. How will make Bhaktivinoda Thakur is adopting this 24 hours divided into 3. Thank you, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Dhanavad Pranam, Prabhuji. Thank you very much, Prabhuji, for this conducting. Whenever especially when chanting sessions happen, especially this, I always remember your words. One word is, as many times you mentioned this, that after 16 rounds completed, are you really wanted to do one more round or not? Just hanging it. This is how always I remember. Whenever I complete my 16 rounds, I remember these words, Prabhuji. So I'm trying my best. Sometimes I hang it, but my feedback, but especially sessions like this, it's really inspiring and to continue, extend more rounds and more. Thank you very much, Prabhuji, for conducting, and please continue. Please come again and again and continue this session. Thank you. It's really inspiring.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. So what's encouraging is that I'm not alone in the problems of chanting that everybody is facing. So what I did though is that I was able to probably sit for 16 rounds.
And that also thanks to Arjun Saka Prabhuji, because when he started the morning Japa camp, I was the only one in the camera walking back and forth, back and forth. One day he came to our home and said, Prabhuji, it would be good if you sit and chant. So it took a lot of struggle, and then finally. So after 16 rounds, I couldn't sit anymore. But everybody's sitting. So I had to dovetail my walking. So that's when I was like taking the beads and giving to the new people. So it so it was all personal, selfish, need. But thank you, Prabhuji. I think definitely I completed half century today. So thanks to the inspiration and your presence and inspiration from all of the other devotees. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Wonderful realizations. Mine today, the day started when Prabhu explained the 7 benefits by chanting and the last one is next day it will be easy, right? So the material things, they keep coming. One of the thing is detached from matter and attached to spirituality. Like when the moment you start chanting, all the worldwide things will come into your mind. So being conscious what today we learned, everything comes, it's like a toss it around. Just don't spend any time. So that's what I kept on doing. It's good. In the first session was good. Then again, when you come to closer, like a 60th round or 54th round, again the whole things come. Now you're completing. So please give attention. Then again I had to bring back my mind saying that you can wait. So doing that, I was able to complete. This thing is like I would like to complete my rounds in the morning itself. We started doing that, but after the Sadhu Sangha, then I a little sick under the weather, so I'm not able to do it. Of course, my wife does it very early, so we come around. By the way, those who would like to chant early, we're not going to advertise publicly, but you can come at 4:30. The temple door is open, so I come at 4:30 every day, and 4:30 that's when we start chanting. So you all can come to. The door is open at 4:30, and since I will also take some time, the devotees expressing we should be doing it more. So if it is Harilas Maharaj, what you would say? Do it every day. Right? Okay, if it's not every day, okay, every fortnight, Ekadasi day. Ekadasi, no, monthly at least. So where do you draw the line, monthly or quarterly? You decide. Temple is always open. Chanting is our main business. You can always come. 4:30, temple is open. We can decide. Maybe Ekadasi, which falls on a Sunday, or a special day, we can decide. Monthly at least we can come together. I think people do come. We always think, oh, we always have work, but today I see so many devotees are actually able to come and chant. So if you do at least monthly, maybe one Sunday, maybe the first Sunday or the last Sunday, whatever we decide. Unless we have some event happening on that particular weekend, then we can do the next weekend. So if we stick to that, we can do it. And I'm also thinking like Prabhu came for this quarter. Every quarter we have one of the visitors who come. If we can actually talk to them in advance and say that if they can actually help us, sit with us and do the japa, right? So some of these ideas are there, but you also know, you invite people. So let's make sure that if they come during a weekend, we'll use at least one day for chanting every quarter. But apart from the visitors and us chanting together in every quarter, we ourselves can come at least once a month. And 4:30 the temple is opens for chanting. So we all can come together and start chanting. Hare Krishna. Now we are always thinking like, okay, our instead of 8 sattvika bhavas, we get other bhavas, numbness, pain. These are the bhavas we get when sitting, right? But here Prabhu is sitting since morning. I don't think he had lunch yet.
No lunch.
No lunch, right? Only after 64 rounds, our day is over, he wanted. So thank you, Prabhu. That's also an austerity. That also states how focused you are. And we welcome you again and again. Every time you come, Prabhu, plan it such a way that you spend one day for Japa camp here. Right? Yeah. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So such sessions, whenever we conduct, devotees have very good experiences out of it, because we are sitting together, all of us, and this ambience was so beautiful, right? No distraction of sound. First of there was no distraction of sound. Plus, to take darshan of Radha Neela Madhav and Karnita and Sitaram Lakshmana Hanuman, Narsinghadev. There was a time when I felt that the mind was distracting, and all that I could do was just look at Narsinghadev and pray, and then once again I was able to focus. So this ambience was so beautiful. If you ask me, better than the farm also. Very, I would rate this place really special, to be able to chant here. So we should look forward to such situations or days when we get to chant for a long time and in association of devotees, because Srila Prabhupada gave us the name, right? Srila Prabhupada's mercy is there in the form of the holy. We have received the holy name, but it's the name which is going to take us further to Rupa, and that's further takes us to Guna and the Leela of Krishna, right? So if we just remain with minimum 16 rounds, imagine what will happen. When will that Rupa of Krishna, when the Guna of Krishna and the Leela of Krishna. So if Nama, Rupa, Guna, Leela becomes difficult to fathom, when will we ever be able to when will Krishna reveal, when the holy name will reveal that? Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, at least we should be able to experience Trinadapi Sunichena, Taroriva Sahishnuna, Amanina Manadena Kirtaniya Sadahari. He says, the tonic for Krishna Prem to be attained. So if you need some tonic, this is the tonic, this mantra. And if Nama, Rupa, Guna, Leela, at least by chanting of the holy name, we should be able to experience that, the humility of our heart, the tolerance, and the desire to give respect to everyone and not desire any respect for oneself. Then Kirtaniya Sadahari. All these japa sessions are successful if we are able to attain, if this verse, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami says, this verse should be tied around your neck. A Vaishnava should keep it like that, right? So the real blessing is, as Sri Ramanujacharya also so often, like I was recently reading that Sri Ramanujacharya left 100 instructions before he left this world, and all those instructions are so much around humility and tolerance. All instructions go around that. Like one of the instructions is, if you see a Vaishnava, you should always cross the Vaishnava from your left side. So when I read it, my left side or that Vaishnava's right side. So I thought, why should an Acharya say that, so specific? He says, at least you would have done half pradakshina. Imagine, what a thought process is this. So when you see a Vaishnava, cross it like that, so that you would have performed half pradakshina of that Vaishnava. See, so these chanting sessions, if they can bring this Trinadapi Sunichena mood, surely we'll become qualified to hold on to Rupa, Guna and Leela of Krishna someday. Thank you very much. It was so beautiful to be with all of you, and it was a long day for everyone. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Let's thank His Grace Kanai Thakur Prabhu by saying Hari Bol 3 times. Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. And none of this was possible in our life in Seattle without His Holiness Harivilas Maharaj giving 50 years of his life straight for building this. 3 Hari Bols again. Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Hare Krishna.
So Sunday program is going to start now.